I actually made a rookie mistake and I forgot to record an intro earlier, so this makeup actually isn't fresh. It's a few hours old. I want to say around 5. It already survived dinner, chores, and running around my 2 toddlers, the baby, and my 11-year-old. So I'd say it's done pretty good. So yeah, let's get to it. Disclaimer number 1, it is my first video. I'm so sorry if the quality's not the best. I am using my iPhone at the moment. Number 2, I didn't realize how difficult this was going to be before starting, and once I started I saw how many interruptions I was going to have. Ugh. And that was not the business, so I guess it's going to be a voiceover. So yeah, enjoy. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're gonna actually try this. I really tried getting it out to you guys so you guys could do it for the holiday on yourself, since salons are closed. Thanks, COVID. You can still hire me to do this on you, but just in case, you know, funds are tight. I know. You can always give it a try. And if you do, let me know. I'm very thankful for you guys. Very thankful for those of you that are replying to my polls, DMing me, cheering me on, and I really appreciate the support, guys. So let me stop talking because I already taken no time, but bye, loves. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and prime our lid. I like to go in with concealer and a flat brush. I put it in the back of my hand so it can go ahead and warm it up a little bit for me so it can be easier to blend. I just go on and I pat it all over with the flat brush, and I will go in later and blend it with the beauty blender. So don't worry too much about being super clean at this moment. You just want to make sure that you are saturated enough. Now, as you can see as well, I did my eyebrows right before filming this video, which is a mistake. We usually advise that you go ahead and do your eyebrows 2 to 3 days before your event, because as you can see, I do have swelling and redness and a bit of a few open pores. So I will have to do a little bit more to cover that up and make sure I add a second layer in a bit just right below the eyebrow, because you can still see the redness even through the concealer. You can also see a little pimple on the top of my right eyebrow, courtesy of COVID. No, I'm just kidding. We can blame everything on COVID now. But you will see I have a few pimples right around my nose and right around my cheeks where the mask usually covers up, as well as really open pores in that area. Now, everything that you do on the top, you have to do at the bottom. So I am going ahead and doing the remaining concealer at the bottom lids. And there you can see me again applying at the top to cover up my redness. Blend everything with a beauty blender. Now going to eyebrows. I use the Dip Brow in Dark Chocolate by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I apply a tiny bit and also put in the back of my hand so it can help me blend a little bit better. It warms it up. I brush up my eyebrows, as you can see, and I hope I'm not talking too fast for you guys, but I brush up my eyebrows and then I go ahead and apply a small layer in the shape of a line right underneath my eyebrow. I already have pretty full brows, but as you can see, they're kind of sparse, especially after having the baby. So I'm just going in there and creating my line. Just doing the same to both brows. That's my starting point. Then as you can see, I'll do the same thing at the top of both brows, only with the remaining product of the brush. I don't want a super defined line at the top, which is why I can't start off at the top. Oh. And then I just blend that down a little bit to kind of give me some color in between the eyebrow. Go ahead to the second brow, do the same. First the line, then bring the brush down in stroking motions to get rid of any extra product, only to fill in the inside. I like the most definition to be at the bottom of the brows, which is why I start off with that area. Anywhere that I'm missing a little bit of product, I just go ahead in the back of my hand and grab a little bit more product. I don't dip back into the jar as I don't want anything too harsh. and any product that's already in the back of my wrist had a chance to dry out a bit. I then go ahead and go brush my eyebrows up and around. This helps me move the product to any areas that need some product, and also it helps me remove any excess product. So if they ever start looking a little chunky, don't worry about it. Go ahead and brush it out. It will move the product out of the way and help you look more blended. Then I just go ahead and reapply anywhere that I took off too much product from. Now I go ahead and clean up my eyebrows. I go ahead back with my concealer brush and I go ahead and apply a line to clean up right above my eyebrow line. So sometimes you get some excess product going up there, a little bit of shadow going on up there. This will really help you get some like clean lines and definition on your eyebrows without you having to go really sharp with the actual brow product. So no Sharpie brows. And then I do apply a tiny bit at the bottom as well, only as needed. And then I'm going to go ahead and start with the lightest color in this palette just to give me my base. I will be applying a few dark shades, so I need to apply a really light powder eyeshadow first so that my blending will be pretty easy. If I don't apply any powder first and I go straight into the cream concealer, it will give me too much pigmentation and it's going to make it really hard to blend any dark shades that I later apply. So I'm going to apply that all over the lids and also at the bottom. My God, where is my English today? Go ahead and apply underneath the eye as well. So remember, anything you do on top, you have to do on bottom. So now we go in first with this brown shade. It's a pretty cool brown. Not too dark, not too light. And I just want it to be my first transition color. So I have to apply it right above my crease. And I start at the outer corner going inwards. And I always go in a circular motion. So I would like to think about it as counterclockwise. No, actually, no, it would be clockwise. Just go ahead and windshield wiper motion, however, with small little circles and strokes. That way you don't get a harsh line to begin with. And we have to repeat it on both sides. As you can see, one eye starts looking a little bit more open and the other one is still a little bit more shut. I have naturally sad eyes. I don't have a droopy eyelid, but for some reason my eyes just seem a little bit sad when I don't have any eyeshadow on. Which is why you always see me with huge eyelashes. So we just go ahead and apply. We make sure to blend everything. Check for symmetry on both eyes. Whatever you do on one eye, you have to do on the next. And just make sure you apply the same amount on both eyes. You don't want one to be a lot darker than the other. You won't really get a chance to fix this later on, so your starting point is important. And also keep in mind, keep track of the colors that you are using, as you will go ahead and repeat everything you're doing up here. You will repeat it on under the eye as well. So checking symmetry, reapplying. Next, we're going to go into two warmer brows. And just to add a little bit more depth, and because I am a little bit more tan, if a too cool of a brown starts looking ashy on me, so I want to go ahead and add a little bit more warmth back in there. So I am using a smaller brush than the first. That way, even though my starting point is the same, the color won't go as high as my first color did. Then I go in with my first brush and I just kind of blend the two together so that there's no line. So just going in there again, circular motions upwards, up and out. And then once again, going in with my first brush just to blend the two together. Once we've achieved the right depth, I'm going to go take my second brush and I'm going to go use a brown shade, a little bit deeper, just in the outer corner. Just tap it first so it can give you the color payoff, and then go ahead and go in circular motions to start blending it inwards. Go ahead and apply to the other eye. First, pat the color in. If you go in there and just start swiping, you're not really gonna get a rich enough color. So you want to pat in first to saturate the area with color, and then go in with your windshield wiping or circular motions to start moving. And then as you see, this already makes your eyes start looking longer and bigger. So then you go ahead once again with the previous brush and just start blending into the last color you applied. We're going to be doing that a lot. Blending is very important. Okay, so now we go into this purpley plum shade that I was trying to talk about earlier. And we're going to apply it more like a line, kind of like a wing liner, but with the brush. And we're starting right at the outer corner and pushing it out almost to our last shade. And as we push out the color in the line, we then start kind of like feathering it inwards to start blending in, so it doesn't just look like a line. But at first, once again, we do it in the line motion so we can get most of our color payoff. And then we can start worrying about blending in. You can see that I start kind of going in my crease, so you start seeing a little bit of a V shape going on. You don't want that to go up as high as your first and second color are though. You want it to be right below, and then you're going to go in and blend that line. So you want to start layering it. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I will go ahead and repeat this on the other eye as well. So first we go ahead and draw our line. Make it as far as you want. And then you're going to start folding it in a little bit in at the crease to bring it back in. Add any color as needed. If you feel like the color is still too opaque, too sheer, go ahead and add a little bit more color to the brush so you can start deepening up. So now we have that outer corner pretty well done, and our eye looks pretty lifted and pretty long. Okay. Next, we're going in with a really deep brown, and that's going to go right in the center of that corner we just created. So that's going to help us dilute that harshness that we created. So we want the harshness enough to where it's going to give us that lift and that depth, but we don't want it to be enough to where you see a line. Yet if we go in there and blend, all we're really going to get is, we're going to lose our color that we just added in there. So that's why we're going in with a deeper brown right in between that purple to just soften up the line without removing the darkness that we just put in there. We want that darkness to stay there. So we're just filling in the void. So we're going in there, starting from the outer corner and pulling in. Now we're going in with our previous brushes and just kind of like blending in any harshness that's going on. Again, we're not adding any new color when we go in and blend. We're just leaving any leftover color in those brushes to help us blend and unify the new colors. So just repeat as necessary. Okay, now we're gonna go back in there to that deep but warm brown, and we're gonna add that all on our outer corner completely, all the way to the top. Okay, but only in the outer corner. So think of this as unifying every single shade you ever put on your eyelid today. You're blending all those, no, you're marrying all those from the outer corner going in. I know it's super hard to explain and make it make sense, but only in the outer corner, yet high enough to deepen even your first shade that you entered. Applied. So we go ahead and reapply as necessary. But as you see, this really deepens, even though this is not the darkest color that we've applied, because of the way that we're applying it and it's going over the previous like 4 shades we already have, this is really making the eye like look smoky. Again, applying in there just in circular motions over and over and over again. And then just slightly pulling that color in to the crease. Check for symmetry. And you can go as dark or as light as you want with these colors. It's just a matter of preference. Now we're going to go back to the under eye. So this is where we go in with every single shade we use at the top. First the light brown under the eye. Do on both eyes. Then the warm browns, remember. Apply it from outer corner all the way to inner corner. Then that deeper warm brown. Then we're going to go in for that plum. And this one's going to be more focused on mid-eye to outer corner. So now the darkest shades, we only want to do the outer half of the eye. Then I am going in with a little bit of black, just right at the bottom lash line, really close to the eye, just to really accentuate the eye. And we're just adding that a tiny bit also at the top lash line. We're not going to be doing a wing today, so we really are depending on the layering of these deep colors in the outer corner. So apply as needed until your eyes look even. Okay, just a little bit more. Fill in any gaps you see. Okay. Now it's time for liner. So I like to do a gel liner with a nice thin brush. And like I said, I'm only going right to where my eye ends. And I also put this liner behind my hand so I can go ahead and stay warm and move a little bit easily. A little bit goes a long way. And see, I'm ending it right with my eye ends, and then with the brush that I used for the bottom, I'm just going ahead and smearing my liner out a little bit. Now I'm using the NYX glitter primer, and I'm applying that on my lid with a flat brush. This is going to help so that the glitter stays only in the areas where I'm applying this. So you want to pat this. You want to go right where the inner corner begins, but not far enough to where you're going to cover any of your smokiness, okay? You want to make sure it ends right where that starts. So go ahead and pat the glitter on and apply to both eyes. One side of the brush has the glitter glue. The other side just has the glitter. See, so we're going to go ahead and pat that glitter back on. And then we're going to blend, okay? So we pack the glitter on. Pack it, pack it, pack it. Make sure it's even on both eyes. Add anything where it's missing. Perfect. And then we're going to go in with your outer brushes and just brush the top and the sides of the glitter to make sure that they marry both the top and they marry the sides. Okay, then I'm going in with a little bit of a highlight color for the top. Just using like a little bit of a bone shimmer. And then I'm just using a blending brush to blend that out so that there's no like harsh highlight. Now I'm going with my lash. Now I hear this a lot, how a lot of you guys love lashes, however, you hate applying them. So I'm going to show you guys. I use the Duo Glue. I like this one with an applicator brush. I go ahead and I apply it, and as you can see, the glue is white when you first apply. You wait a few seconds and it's going to start turning more transparent. As soon as that begins, you know that the glue is ready to stick. If you apply your lash too soon, it will be slipping and sliding, which is what you guys usually tell me it happens. So go ahead and give it the time to turn tacky, apply it right at the center, and it will go ahead and not move for you guys. Next, I'm applying mascara, top and bottom lashes. The bottom mascara makes such a difference, guys, so please don't skip on it. we work so much to keep our eye very open, so keep it open, girl. Put mascara on. Now I'm cleaning up with a makeup brush. Any glitter residue is now gone. I am using the Beauty Creations Poreless Primer. I do carry in the salon. That's when I've been showing you guys when you guys come in. I'm applying it everywhere. I do have quite a bit of pores now, so this really helps me to seal them in and give me a porcelain look. I do have dark circles. Hey, mom life. So I'm applying an orange corrector and blending it in with my fingers. I will then apply a lighter concealer than my skin tone right on top, just patting it in to cover that orange corrector. I will then go with my beauty blender, which I also have in the salon for you guys, just to blend it in, just tapping on top of it. And then don't worry if it's too light, you're still going to go in with your foundation. So I'm going with my MAC Studio Fix. I'm in the shade NC30, just applying it everywhere and then even over my concealer. And as you can see, the orange is gone and so are my dark circles. So go ahead and blend that in with my beauty blender. Just pat it everywhere. Get it on right. And then you see my pimple was there. I just still need to kind of conceal it a tiny bit so it can really go away. Now I'm going in with my MAC highlight stick. Just gonna go ahead and highlight underneath my eye, right on top of my eyebrow, over my nose and my chin. Now I'm just going with another brush to kind of pat that in. And I also really like to clean up my under eye with any product that I have there before I start blending. I like sharp lines with my eyeshadow, so this trick really helps me to define my eyeshadow. So I'm just going in there and blending it now to diffuse it. We don't want any lines, girls. And then I'm just going in there with some translucent powder with my beauty blender underneath my eye. This will help it so that my makeup will not crease and cake up right underneath my eyes. You guys also tell me you guys have that issue, and a lot of things I recommend is try not to look down until this is on, girls. If not, you're going to crease and it's too late. So now I'm going to go in there and add some bronzer. I like to create a line between my ear and my lip, stopping pretty much right where the center of my eye is. And just blending it in there. And then going up towards my temples. And then down towards my cheek. And take care of any double chinness we got going on that day. And a little bit underneath the lip as well. Go ahead and apply. Next, we're going to add a tiny bit deeper shade. Only in like the very hollows of my cheeks, just because I really like an accentuated contour. And then we're going to go ahead and do our nose as well. Because hello, who doesn't like a chiseled nose? Sign me up. So here we are. You can see the difference it creates already. And just go ahead and blend that, girl. Nothing. I prefer a chubby nose than an unblended contour around the nose, girl. That's a no-no. And then I just go in for a more chiseled look. I like to go ahead again and with my beauty blender and translucent powder underneath my contour and let it sit there for a bit. And now I just go in with my last small brush I use for the under the eyes. No extra product, and just kind of reapply anything, because when we do set the powder underneath, we kind of like wash them off. So I'm going in with some blush. I like to mix a peach and an orange, just so that I can get a lighter pink, if that makes any sense. I'm very warm toned, so I don't want anything too pink on my cheeks. I'm going to go in there with a Dose of Colors highlighter with the I Love Sarai collection. I am applying it at the top of my cheekbones, and then I'm going to put it down the bridge of my nose, right above my eyebrow, and then right above my lip. These are the areas that I really want to accentuate. And it also helps my lips appear fuller when I apply it right above the lips, so I like to do that myself. See, whenever I don't have lipstick, I believe I need lip injections, and as soon as I have lipstick on, I just wonder, like, what am I thinking? But I guess we're never happy, right? So I'm just going ahead and lining my lips with a deep red lip liner. And then doing the outer corners as well, just shading them in a little bit, creating a few lines for a bit of plumpness. Then I'm going in there with my Seal the Deal liquid lipsticks. This is in Skeptical. I also have it available for sale. And as you see, this is a very deep burgundy. It's more on the purple side though, not on the red burgundy side. And it's gonna go ahead and dry perfectly matte. I go ahead and apply it and pat my lips a few times so I can go into any creases, any lines.